If you could just be quiet over there, thank you. Oh, hang on, is this working? Are we on? Are we on? Yeah, good. Hello, I am back at Vantage Motorhomes of Leeds. Now in the previous video I was here and I was showing you how a van conversion is made from start to finish, and it went a long way to justify why van conversions can be perceived as quite expensive. So if you missed that video, I'll leave a link in the description below and you can check it out. But today we're going to look in a little more detail at one of Vantage's van conversions. That's this is the Vantage Neo. They do 12 models in their range. There are 10 two-berths and then 2 family models. So we're going to look at one of the two-berths because this is sort of the mainstay of the Vantage range. They are available in different colours and you can get different kinds of furniture inside. So you don't just have to have a white one, you can have a blue one, you can have a silver one. They're even doing special editions at the moment, a really nice sexy black one. Now then, this model has had quite a few additions made to the basic spec. In its basic form, this van goes through the tills at about £60,000. However, that is a little bit basic. This is in what I would consider to be quite a regular spec. They put a few additions on and they are cost options. So I'll run through what this has had. This has got the standard 140 bhp engine. It's been optional extras fitted are cab air conditioning, I would want that, cruise control, sat nav, reversing camera, colour coded front bumpers, alloy wheels, leather trimmed upholstery, high gloss woodwork, an awning, TV, sound bar, door fly screen and an aerial. Now with the exception of the TV, I would have all of those. And then so the price of this van with all those extras brand new is £68,400. One question you might be asking yourselves is, well, why are you just standing on the forecourt giving us a quick glimpse of this? Why aren't you out and about in the van, having fun, putting it through its paces and living in it and telling us what it's really like? The answer to that question, folks, is quite simply, as we all know, when you drive a brand new vehicle off the forecourt, you write a good 20% off its value straight away. Now for a smaller company like Vantage, that just isn't commercially viable. So to maintain the fact that this is a new van, it'd be an ex-demo as it's sold, obviously I can't take it away, so I will do my best to show you with my experience and knowledge through the van, show you some great things, some other things that are maybe not so great, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the tour. So we will start with the exterior and then we'll have a look at the interior. The Neo, as I say, is one of 12 models. This particular one is 6.4 meters long, has an empty PLM of 3,500 kilos, and that gives you a payload of 450 kilos. As mentioned, this comes with the optional alloy wheels and the optional awning. But what's great, and it's something I bang on a lot about, isn't it, folks, with van conversions, is it does come with a standard outside light. And as an ex-train guard, I highly approve of that. This also has the optional colour-coded bumpers, and as you can see, it's on the Fiat Ducato chassis. This one has the standard engine, 140 bhp. Upgrades are available to either 160 or to 180. But as I say, this one's in standard, guys. Now, one thing I'd like to show you is that it's something that Vantage are very proud of, is that all the services are on the driver's side, so away from the passenger door. So if you're sitting outside, you're not bothered by cassette toilet hatches, mains inlet tanks and taps and all that kind of stuff. So we've got the LPG filler point, because this does come with its own gas tank, which is 25 litres or 10 kilos of LPG. There's your freshwater inlet, cassette toilet hatch, and then down here are your dump valves. handily together. Now, one thing I have commented on is that having tried motorhomes now with electronic dump valves, I think it's a little bit passé now to be scrambling around on the floor opening dump valves, and I've mentioned that to the kind folks here at Vantage, and they say yes, it's something they are looking at. However, I think we all know, folks, that 2020 has been a very difficult year for everybody, including the leisure vehicle industry. So they're looking at the options for introducing that later on in their program, but it won't be for the 2021 season, but maybe at some other time. But right now it comes with those valves. Now the tanks are 90 litres of fresh water and 70 litres of wastewater. They are insulated, and an option is, if you want them heated, you can have them heated, but the insulated tanks, they should be fine down to sort of -5 or so. It's only if you're going up a mountain skiing in the winter you might want to consider the option of heated tanks. But it's all little quality touches like that, you know, the insulated tanks that sort of justify the price of this motorhome. You can also see here, this has the optional, I don't know if you can see under the light there, this has the optional reversing camera, which again, as I say, that's all included in that £68,000, and they're the kind of options that I would certainly be going for if I were buying this van. So there's your little tour of the outside. Now let's go and have a look at the inside. And first of all, folks, as it seemed to go down so well at Düsseldorf, I'll give you a little tour with the wide angle camera so you can get a feel of the van, and then we'll go into some detail as I blether away showing you little bits and pieces. So first of all, here is a tour of the inside of the van with a wide angle camera. Right, so that gives you a feel of the interior. Now let's go in a little more detail. So, entrance step there, little electric step. And first of all, this is quite handy. You've got a little bag here. Now most people use this as a bin. You can put a bag in there, have it as a bin, or otherwise if you didn't want to have it as a bin, you could put your magazines or your maps and things in there. And then as we look around, now another thing to notice is we have a socket there to put a table leg, so you can have the front seats as a little dinette, which is just a nice little touch. So if you've got the back, if you leave the back made up as a bed, which you might want to on long journeys, you can still swing the seats around, put the little table up, and you've got somewhere comfortable to have your food. There's the table legs stowed there, one for the front, one for the back, so they're stowed there. And you can also see very conveniently the winder for the Fiamma awning is also stowed there. So we'll have a look at the cab, and as I say, this has come with the optional sat nav and cab air conditioning, standard 6-speed gearbox. Now, do I mention the cup holders, folks? Do I mention the cup holders? This one has the lockable compartment, but I think, as we all know, if you prefer cup holders there, you can have cup holders. I think you all know which option I would be going for on that one. So your standard Fiat Ducato cab, not a lot we haven't seen. So cab blinds are fitted, and that's standard, so that's good. What's not standard but is an option, it's something that I would be going for, folks, is this. It's the fly screen to the side door. So you can have the side door open and have the fly screen in. So as you can see, it's all clipped in neatly at the moment, so I'm not going to unclip it. But that's an option. It's one that I would certainly go for. This is neat under here, under the driver's seat. Couple of USBs, so if you're sitting at the front seats here, you can plug your devices in, plug in your tablets and whatever. So if you're reading your ebook, you can have it all plugged in up there. Tables are stored. So you've got table storage there above. Also, here's your solar panel, your controller, the solar panel. Here's your tank admin, which is just nice and neat by the door. A 100-watt solar panel comes as standard on this van. There's room to go right up to 300 watts if, as options, if that's what you prefer. Wow, this is really good. And if you look at the video I made last time, folks, of how these are made, I mean, I watched the cabinet makers for ages because I was just blown away by how these are made. They're all made by hand. The wood's cut by a router, but the actual construction is quite stunning, actually. I was transfixed by the carpentry on this van. So here's your wardrobe. There's the regulator for the solar panel and your fuse box. Again, nice and accessible. If the fuses do blow, you're not scrambling under the bed. It's just, yeah, you can tell this is a lot of this is based on customer feedback. You can tell, can't you? Oh, and on the back here. Here is an opportunity, folks, for a hello, sorry. So the mirror's on the back of the wardrobe, which again is really nice. So there are 3 furniture finishes, or this is one of them. It's a lovely high gloss beige, compressor fridge, tiny freezer compartment. So that's really quite limited your freezer compartment. And then looking at the rest of the kitchen, a work surface extension there, 3-burner gas hob, because don't forget you got your gas tank under the van. And if you're worried about catching the gas tank when you're driving, don't be. Again, look back at the video I made about how these are made, because you can see that the gas tank is actually mounted higher than the exhaust. Wow. Look at all this storage under the kitchen, folks. There's drawers, and I mean, you know, I think this is what the gentleman was making that I got absolutely transfixed by. All these were just all screwed in by hand, and the solid bottoms and all that. It's just, yeah, it was all pretty stunning. The quality is just, it's pretty mind-blowing actually. So here we have a sink. There you go, that's a sink, that is. And a pillar with 1, 2, 3 main sockets and 2 USBs, and of course this retracts down. Push, it says. There we go. There, and you can push it down out of the way. Now we'll have a little look at the washroom, and I'm afraid, folks, this is where I start getting a bit critical. A little bit, not too much, because this shower tray goes in after the bulkheads, so it is totally reliant on this sealant for the water to not go down onto the wooden floor beneath, because there are wooden floors above the van floor for the whole van. Now, to be fair to Vantage, having seen these put together, this is absolutely solid. It's on a wooden plinth. They've got wooden frames around here, so when you're standing in this, it's not flexing. And that's really important, because if it was to flex, it might break the integrity of the seal, but it doesn't flex. However, I would say, folks, that you really, really, really must be absolutely vigilant about maintaining the integrity of these seals. And as long as you do that, you'll have no problems. To me, it's never as good as a lipped shower tray that goes in first, and then the bulkheads go in after it over the top of the lips, so that there is no physical way of the water getting through. But this is probably as good as you can get with this scenario, which is a completely solid base to the shower tray, no flex whatsoever, well sealed, but you must maintain the integrity of this sealant. Make sure it's maintained, which means getting your van serviced every year, as you should. The habitation service, that is, the hab check. Now, another thing, again, just to be aware of, folks, this is your shower head. So that goes there like that. And you've got enough room for a shower, that's absolutely fine. But as you can see, I'm trying to do this one-handed because I'm holding the camera. You have to feed this thing back in, and it's just a bit of a big, bulky tap. Spout. People tell me off because I say the word faucet, saying it's American. It's not. It's that part of the tap is the tap is a faucet. But anyway, I'll say spout so I don't upset people. So yeah, just be aware of the large spout on the tap. So you have a bench cassette toilet, and then above that we have another opportunity for a Hello. Sorry. Oh, see, I do like things like this. You can tell someone's actually thought about this, can't you? Hugely impressive. And then there's another mirror. I'll spare you another. Hello. Sorry. Above the sink, so if you're shaving, whatever, you've got that mirror right by the sink. So that is your washroom. There is a curtain here, by the way, folks, as well, to protect the door. Oh, very, very good. Very good. Right, so as we come through to the back, folks, I've put the camera down so I can show you just how lovely this is. Now, almost every van conversion I saw at Dusseldorf was exactly the same layout, with that bolt upright front dinette and the bed at the back. This is one of the great things about some of the premium British van converters and even the regular van converters, is we have some great layouts here in the UK, and I think that's something to celebrate. Is it because of our weather? We spend more time indoors than we do outdoors. We want to use our vans maybe longer, maybe we're a bit softer, I don't know, but I really like this. I love the rear lounge, and I think it's what a lot of people are looking for, and a lot of Vantage's vans have rear lounges in all the different lengths of body shell, and also they do front lounges as well. But yeah, this is just lovely. I mean, I quite often get cabin fever if I spend too long in a van conversion. I don't think I would in this one, because it's very motorhome-like in its feel, and you can tell I really, really, really like this. So I'm going to grab the camera now and show you around the lounge in a little bit more detail. Right, so here we are, back behind the camera now, just to show you a little bit more detail in the lounge. And we've got cupboards all the way along there. I mean, this is why I think it'd be good to come and see these for yourselves, folks. I mean, the quality, the quality. I mean, look at that hinge, it's just solid. You've really got to stroke these things just to see how well made they are. I hasten to add, folks, as well, that I have unique access to this van, and when I'm finished they will come in and sanitize it fully before the next people come in to see it. So don't worry about that. I have been criticized for touching too much in the past, but that it will be sanitized again before the next people come in the current situation. You can see we've got the Truma combi boiler there with iNet. That's the optional TV and sound bar, 2 12-volt sockets, and then a double USB there. Useful little shelf below. It's just great. You've got a meaty hecky above. You can see the light there as well. There are also lights, folks, under the cupboards. They are dimmable LEDs, but because they're dimmable, they do interfere a little bit with the camera, so I've turned them off, but you can see, because they flicker. You don't see that with the naked eye, but the camera does pick it up a little bit, so I've left those turned off. It's just a lovely space to be. And then of course this makes up into the double bed, and you may think, that's a bit of a faff. You can have 2 singles, of course, if you want, 2 6-foot singles, no problem. But again, this is genius. They called it, I think, the Easy Glide bed system, and you'll see why. So you unlock it. See, we've got a carpet there, we've got a cushion there. You don't need to move anything. You just pull it, and out it comes, and that's it. As I say, you don't need to pull the cushions off, you don't need to pull the carpet up, it doesn't catch the carpet. And obviously those two of these bridge the gap to make a double. The cushions are flat. You don't need to play Cushion Olympics. You can just put the back cushions in the gap and hey ho, you've got a king size bed. Oh, such attention to detail. But I will show you something that's maybe not quite as good, folks. Under here in this cupboard are your tank and services and so on. So above the tank you do have, I'll try and do this with one hand, you do have that shelf that you can lay things on. Might just be wide enough for pillows, I don't know. But now the back locker you can access through the rear doors, which is great. You can access that through the rear doors. Or you can access it through this little hatch here, but this seat base does not lift up. So effectively, this is not available for bedding. Meaning, your only option to put your bedding is in this seat. If I just try and do this one-handed again. So this is actually quite a generous locker, as you can see. But I'm thinking, would you fit 2 duvets in there? Maybe, maybe not. Would you fit a couple of small duvets in there? Maybe. So, I mean, it's just something to be aware of, folks. You certainly wouldn't get 2 of the big duvets that I've got in here. I think you might be better off just getting a double duvet, maybe. I don't quite know how you would sort that. I mean, if there's any Vantage or similar van conversions, anyone's watching and they have a solution to what they do with their bedding, be massively grateful if they would leave a comment to help other people and help me improve my knowledge about what they do about bedding. So there is space enough to put bedding for 2 singles or a double, but maybe not for mattress toppers as well. If someone would like to prove me wrong, I would love it. So here you have it, folks. This is pretty much the deal. This is it, the Vantage Neo. And like I say, it's the sort of it's the quality feel I'm hoping I can convey through this video, but it is the kind of feel that you really only get when you actually come and see it and touch it in the flesh. But it is beautiful. It really is. Right, okay, I've got the star of the show here for closing, because obviously I wouldn't take Dougal in a brand new van, but I know that he's the only reason that most of you tune in. So here he is. So I hope you found that interesting. I hope you enjoyed the little tour of the Vantage Neo. Now if you want to come and see one in the flesh, you can either make an appointment with the guys here at the factory and come and see them here in Leeds, or there are open days coming up as well. There's an open week actually coming up in October that's in place of the NEC show that's not taking place this year. So if you want to come and see a lot of the range, all the colours of the furniture and all this kind of thing, check out the Vantage website. I'll leave a link in the description below. Come along to one of their open days here in Leeds, make a day of it, and see the range for yourself. A huge thank you to Vantage for sponsoring this vlog without interfering with the content. It's been really great being here for a couple of days with the guys, really friendly bunch. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, folks, you know what to do. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you don't already, and it just leaves me to say, from Dougal and from me, thanks for tuning in. There. What did you think about me not taking you in the motorhome? You wanted to go in, didn't you? I'm sorry, there's no dogs in new camper vans. It's the rules. My rules. He never smiles.